And good evening, party people of YouTube. Well, YouTube? Teeb. Who's YouTube?
YouTube.
Party people of YouTube say ho. No?
Mm-mm.
Well, I hope that you guys are ready for an exciting and soon to be classic edition of Sunday Night Live here at the Homestead Network. We bring you the finest entertainment with the. What?
Nothing. It's just you're funny. The way you do that.
I can just switch it on.
Yes.
Go
Your
into like.
radio voice just is there.
I can get low and get low.
Like Barry White.
Like Barry White. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. Mama, how are you?
You didn't. I'm fine.
Did
I'm
not
all.
adjust the window the way
Did
she
not.
likes
I got
it.
it. I got it.
But don't touch the mouse. There's no mouse
I
touching.
had to touch the mouse to fix the
There's
screen.
no mouse touching. Okie dokie, folks. We got loads and loads and loads of stuff that we're going to be dealing with this evening.
Yes.
So,
Farms Family Homestead.
welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
So first of all, while we're kind of, let's make some soap.
No,
That's not
not yet.
tonight, but it's going to be soon. And
Yeah,
it will be soon.
We cannot make soap in the studio, in the office where all the expensive gear is.
It's kind of hallowed ground.
Can't do it. I'm not even allowed to touch his things because he has it set just the way he likes it.
Imagine that, a musician being ADD about certain things.
Yeah.
OCD.
Exactly. Very
A,
OCD.
I'm ABC and GHE and all of the PCD.
Lord.
They're making
through the alphabet.
They're still making acronyms up for what I've got.
My Lord.
They're like, what's he got? XQT?
Something like that.
So stuff that's been going on this week, guys. I am ashamed to say it. I'm ashamed to say it.
You should be.
Well, we ran out of chicken broth.
We did.
And that's really saying something because when we make broth, let me tell you what,
we
make
loads.
broth.
We make loads of broth. We let it cook for 3 days. We can't cook dinner because our canners.
It's completely consuming the stove.
Yeah, our canners consume our whole stove. It's.
So we finally broke down and we're like, okay, we save our chicken carcasses when we process our birds. We save them, put them in the freezer specifically. He's got the Holy Ghost on him. He's got the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
It's crawling all over him.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Green Gables wants to know, why is Claire ripping stitches? Well, she's crocheting a blanket, and then she turned it sideways. She turned it sideways and started stitching on the wrong end.
Yes.
It's only four rows.
It was
no big deal. So.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Broth.
Well, then you go ahead.
So we're in the midst of making broth, and about 20 minutes before we started this live stream, we're like, we got to get this broth going.
Mm-hmm.
So we're throwing things in, we're dumping water, and it's.
Well, and when we make broth, like I said, we make broth. We have two canners.
Two 16-quart canners
that are full within 1 inch of the top. They are full to the top. And so we save our chicken carcasses when we process our birds. They go in there, and we just add all the basic stuff. You know, you got your salt, you got your pepper, we throw a little garlic in. You don't have to do that.
No.
But lots of onion, parsley I put in there. We also put in
carrots.
Yeah, but not a lot of carrot.
Yeah, just a few.
Just a few, just to give it a little bit of sweetness.
Yeah.
The sweetness. And so, actually, I don't know, because we strain it out. We strain it very, very well. We'll pull all the meat off the bones and all that kind of stuff, but we strain it out. And this time we're actually going to measure it, how many actual quarts we get. But it's a mess of them.
Well, and we need to keep track of that. That's one thing we never keep track of.
Yeah, we're not actually very good at doing that yet.
No.
We've been very good in the garden.
Right.
But when it comes to the canning stuff, we just kind of go, we need more. Let's do it.
Right. It's a whim thing for us. We
need more.
Do it.
Yeah. But I'm guessing, you say it's 16 quart. I'm going to guess we're going to get 12 quarts out of each, with all the mass that's displaced, the carcasses and stuff. And
maybe.
And the strained out thing. 13 maybe.
You know what? If I remember correctly, it was like 14 or 15 out of each one.
Well, if we got 15 quarts out of each one, that's 30 quarts of broth.
Mhm.
And that lasts us about a half year, honestly,
Mhm.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
And we do need to stay focused.
Yes.
So 30 quarts of broth, and bottom line is it costs us $5.
Yeah. If that.
Because we have our onions,
Mhm.
we paid for some carrots,
Right.
but I mean, all in all, we're talking $5 for 30 quarts
Mhm.
of organic, non-GMO,
Right.
non-STD, none of the HIP, none of that stuff into your broth. We got the broth and it's pure
Yes.
as the wind-driven
Right.
snow.
And I love the fact that we use our own birds for it.
Yep. So that's what's going on. It's literally going on right in there, and it's going to start smelling like Thanksgiving in here real soon.
Yep.
Also, you go with that one.
So, if you guys watched our vlog yesterday, we were gonna say that, or we said that we were gonna take our Christmas decorations down.
Not we, white man. You.
Yeah, I said we were gonna take our Christmas decorations down. Yeah, they're still up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're still up.
The end.
Hmm.
Moving on.
Yeah. We got busy yesterday, and then
Didn't do a whole lot.
you were
when we got
working on the
home.
escape,
I was working on the escape.
and I was crocheting a hat, and didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah. Oh, well then,
Anyway,
speaking of the escape,
yes.
we have had some serious help from some channels out there. Brian B, Danny B, Tim Beverly, and an unknown, a masked helper man or woman
Yes.
who has been helping us out trying to get down to the nitty gritty of what's wrong with our escape. And we're pretty sure we're going to get it nailed down ASAP real fast this week. And we didn't tell you guys about this part of the problem. This was an extra part of the problem, but part of the exhaust had rusted out.
And it had a hole in it.
And it had a hole in it, so it sounds like you're driving an airplane engine by the house.
Mm-hmm. I could always hear him coming.
And so we decided, let's go ahead, since we're going to get this thing back on the road, let's get it nice and ready to go. And so we actually cut out a section of the exhaust, and we got the pipe that goes in there, the clamps, and the whole sealant.
Right.
And I turned it on, and it was probably half as loud.
Oh, it was really funny because I had my headphones in and I could barely hear it. And I said, Claire, do you hear that? The escape is running. She said, what? No, it's not. Yes, it is.
So praise the Lord.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
Yep.
So we're hoping that we will be back on the sidewalks in a theater near you, driving in a theater near you soon.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So other than that, also, I don't know, you guys are you guys out there having absolutely crazy, just historically weird weather? Because we are.
Insane. Yeah.
It was 70 degrees yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's 70. We are in Ohio near Cincinnati.
Yeah.
This is when it gets to be the bitter chill for us. It should be 0 outside.
Right. The ground should be frozen.
Yeah. And instead it's mud, and lots and lots of rain.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you what, it's been so warm outside that I've been tempted to bust the tiller out and start getting the garden going.
It's too wet.
Well, and you know what also really stinks about this is all the house flies that were finally gone. They're back.
Did they ever leave?
Oh man.
Maybe for
50 in New England.
Oh, no
my
way.
gosh. That's insane.
I know. I talked to Linda.
31 in North Dakota. That's insane too.
What?
Wow.
I talked to Linda. Some friends of ours, they live in upstate New York near Syracuse, and she said they still have some snow on the ground, but it's unusually warm.
My goodness.
They just had a big dump of snow on them.
But I'll tell you what, listen. It's raining again. Not snow.
Good thing I got the laundry done already.
It's raining again. And you know what's crazy too is that when we're out I hear the birds chirping like it's spring.
Yeah.
And even crazier still, if you look up when spring starts this year, it's mid January, March,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Like the 20th. I think it's the 20th where they say spring starts.
Yeah.
That's only a month and a half away, guys. And trust me, I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering what's going to happen when all of a sudden it's here, or if we get a really, really late snow, like a bad one.
It's going to mess up our fruit trees again this year.
It's going to kill our crops. And so that's the concern. I'm not griping because we're not snowed in. I'm griping because what the heck is going to happen next?
Right. It's going to mess up our growing season.
You could live in an Amish paradise. You know, I'm working on a song called Prepper's Paradise. Yeah.
Tornadoes in Georgia yesterday and today.
Theater near you.
11. Oh my.
Oh my gracious. Yeah. So, okay, other stuff. Oh, I know what else we need to talk about. One last thing before we move on to our channel shoutouts, and that is our seed swap, guys. We have started a seed swap. Ba, ba, ba. There we go. And what that is it's there's a video. We have a video. You can watch it. Details very, very, very specifically how to participate in the seed swap. But it's kind of like a secret Santa thing where you send some seeds in to us. We get everybody's seeds, and then we mix them all up and send them out. And Mama will show you how you're supposed to do your seed swap. So if you're interested, go and look at the video, but she's going to give you the quick 411.
Okay, so this is what you send us. Inside are your seeds and another one of these envelopes, but it has your address on it, our address on it, and 5 stamps.
I like that he wrote the postage on the packaging. You know why? Because people didn't get it.
Last year, people didn't.
We had to shell out like $45 for people not putting extra stamps on there. It was 100. And yes, we love you enough that we still sent the seeds.
Yes.
Just don't do it to us again.
Right. Yes, Tim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Correct.
5 stamps.
Correct.
Right. And how many packages of seeds? 10, right?
10.
10 packages of seeds.
So if you want to be involved, check it out. Yeah.
Oh, brother.
Okay, moving on. It has finally come to that portion of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll, please. Get out your drums. Claire, you're not drumming loud enough. Louder, louder, louder. Come on, Claire. Come on, Claire. Louder. Yeah. It's time for the channel shout-outs. Whoa.
That's funny.
So now it is time for you to shamelessly plug any channel that you would like for us to see as a community. We'll try to read as many as we can. Also, don't forget, now it's Perfectly Cricket. 100% Perfectly Cricket to plug your own channel. Type it out as many times as you like. We'll try to read as many as we can. But who are you watching? Who are you listening to? Who do you like? Who do you want to be seen? Go.
Living Like Claire, one of my faves. Linda's Pantry. Big Bear Homestead.
My channel, please. My channel, Michelle
Cutler.
C. Cutler.
JNL Zero.
Of
Hope's
course.
Homestead. Stole my thunder, Tommy. Hope's Arms Family Homestead.
Living on a Dime.
Oh, that's too fast.
There we go. Big Bear Homestead.
Simple Food, Simple Life. And My Gardener. Mom and Pop Quilt Shop.
Boss of the Swamp.
The Real Martian.
Off-Grid Kid.
Log Cabin Looms. Off-Grid Nation. Going Batty. Yes. No, sorry. Going Batty.
Going Batty. Yes. Sounds like Rain. I don't know that one.
Rain Country Homestead. Oh no, our drum roll.
Oh,
like
okay, yeah. Off-Grid Kid. Old
Homestead
Alabama Gardener.
Sorry, Homesteading with Dutch.
Big Family Homestead.
Going
Art and Bree. Shalom Acres. That one keeps coming up too. And that's one I have not checked out.
Shalom Acres, they're friends with Zach.
Yeah, they are.
American Homestead.
Yeah, at American Homestead.
Yeah.
Red October.
Esther Emery.
Alderman Farms. Me being cheap. I gotta see that. I gotta check that one out.
Yeah. The Fundamental Home. The Needy Homesteader. She's in Her Apron. Teal Homestead. Art and Bree. Life in a Shoe.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Life in a Shoe.
Family.
Okay, cool. All right, well, Mama, why don't you do your channel shout out, and then I'll do mine, and then we'll give a little update.
I think my channel is this one mine?
That's what
Okay.
you.
Okay, just want to
That's
make
what you
sure.
picked.
Just want to make sure.
You can pick a different
I just want
one.
to make sure.
Do it.
Okay.
So,
My channel shout out is Bandana Grandma. She is doing the Saturday Big Family Devotion, which is super, super exciting.
which
for
is
me.
what?
Which is a daily devotional that Brad does every morning, Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And she does it on Saturdays at 10:30 Eastern on her channel. And today she had an amazing
It was powerful.
live stream today. I absolutely loved it. It was 5 hours long. I learned so much. Not really.
She
Totally a
basically
mistake.
she thought she was just messing around with her software, trying to learn her software,
Yeah.
and she clicked on and she thought she was just pretending to be streaming, but she was streaming, and then she walked away. They went to church, they did a whole bunch of stuff,
Right.
and they were streaming for 5 hours, which is awesome.
It was awesome.
Awesome. And I was just honestly, I was like, should I call her? I mean, what if?
Well-
Because I don't know where. Let me just say, if it was me, I would not want to be like, hey, you stupid kids. I would not want that to happen.
No. No, well, the funny thing was is she told me that her camera was unplugged. So you couldn't pick up any sound. And
Oh.
the picture that was there was a screenshot that from before. It was really funny.
But can you imagine?
Yeah.
5 hours at our house.
Oh my lord.
Somebody's wounded. Somebody's screaming at each other. One kid's knocked this one in the head. And I'd be going, what are you kids doing?
Stop messing around.
So that would be our house if it was completely unknown we were streaming for 5 hours. But we're not supposed to be all. We're supposed to be all like, we're the perfect family, aren't we?
Perfect family.
Family. Those are the family. Yes. Nothing ever goes wrong here.
Not even close.
Tennis, Buffy.
No, let's just say today, all the kids were in, all the littler kids, so Grace, Hope, Caleb, and Ruth, were all in shorts and t-shirts and running out barefoot.
It was 70 degrees.
It was not. It was only 65 when they were doing that. But
go ahead and publicly, yeah, that's a good idea. Throw that out there.
It's not.
Don't nobody
it's not cold. It's still fine.
It wasn't me. It was
fine.
her. It was her. She said it. I would
Whatever.
never. I would never.
Hope someone says you would hear me yelling, "Are you freaking serious?"
Yeah. So if you couldn't pick up from our joking, our jocularity, yes, that is a word, jocular. Yes.
Okay.
We're kidding, and B, life happens here. It happens.
It does?
It does.
Okay.
So my shout out for the evening is got to be Homesteading with Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
And I always liked Homesteading with Dutch. I mean, he's just a solid dude, but the other day he put out a video that I thought was really funny, extremely witty and clever.
Yeah.
And he was trapping. It was a trapping video.
Mm-hmm.
Except they were stuffed animals.
It cracked me up.
And he was all serious about it.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Yeah, so check out Homesteading with Dutch. I love his videos, and I love his wit. He's a funny dude.
Yeah.
Not to mention he's a Marine, so that has a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of news as we move on. A couple channels have moved on.
Yep.
And Rain Country Homestead and Maria,
Urban Girl
Maria, they are no longer going to be doing Homestead Network shows. It's nothing crazy, nothing salacious or anything like that.
No.
They just had family stuff and they wanted to do it, and they thought this was kind of intruding a little too much into family stuff.
Yeah.
So they're going to move on. And thank you. And by the way, thank you. Thanks go out to those channels.
Yes.
They've brought us a lot of fun content, really great content, and we wish them well. Moving forward, we have got some plans. I got some channels, guys, that you are going to probably go nuts for.
Yeah. But we're not going to tell you.
Nope.
Not
Just
yet.
keep watching. Go to the website. Check it out every so often because I've made some phone calls and I've got some tentatives for some folks that I think you're going to really, really, really like. All right, channel shout out time is done. It is time to move on.
I don't think they saw anything.
No, here's the thing.
Awesome.
We're going to move on to our first actual real life topic of the evening. And that is this. When you're a homesteader, when you're a prepper, when you're a self-reliant type family, when you try to squeeze as much as you can out of absolutely every dollar, out of every nickel, everything that you have, you're kind of forced into the reality that you have to figure out multitudes of ways to use multitudes of products so that it's not just a one-use item, or it's a throwaway item, or it's a I only use this for this item. And so we play that game at the end of our shows where it's like, what in the heck could I possibly do with this?
Right.
Well, this is kind of going to be a little expanded on some of the essential things we think you should have or probably do around the house, in which they have a multitude of uses. And what we want you guys to do is, as we're talking about these items, you chime in with your extra uses for each item, because there's a million of them. And we're going to start out with one that is like shooting fish in a barrel. And the first one of the evening is an absolute homestead essential. We use it for so much stuff, and that's vinegar.
Yep.
Now, we have not gotten into making vinegar, but it's not hard to do.
No.
Mama, I'm gonna cue you stuff we use vinegar for.
Okay, we use vinegar for cleaning products, to clean the glass windows, clean the counters in the bathrooms,
Shower head,
toilets, the shower heads. We use it in the laundry as a softener and a deodorizer. What else?
Well, I actually
Cooking,
like
but
the cleaning the shower head is great, and I love this trick. You take a Ziploc bag full of vinegar, you put it around your shower head, and you put a rubber band around on it. You leave that for a few hours, and it is clean.
crystal clear.
You just if you've got like down in the Florida area, you've got hard water, so you get that lime, comes right off.
Yeah. We also use it to clean our tubs.
Yep.
For the soap scum that gets on the tubs all the time, we got a great recipe that we use on the tubs, and it comes right off.
Yep.
It's awesome.
We also use it to clean the floors.
Yep, we use it to clean the floors.
Because it's a natural. Well, yeah. I mean, it does a lot.
Yep. We also use it to help get rid of flies. We put the apple cider vinegar in the jars, and hope it works again this year.
Well, spring has come early, I guess.
No kidding.
Or winter's come late.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Yeah, windows. Yeah, absolutely. You can use it as a cleaner on with the newspaper.
Yep.
200 watching. Yeah, cool.
Sweet.
But we even have a book.
Yeah. My mother-in-law gave this to us when we were, well, a couple years ago. But she found it at a school, like the Scholastic school sales, the book sales. She found this, and it has literally 1,001 uses.
Well, imagine that, a Scholastic sale. There weren't a bunch of sixth graders going, I got to get the vinegar book.
Right, exactly. But this book has laundry, cleaning, do-it-yourself, outdoor gardening, cookery, which are different recipes, health and beauty, pet care. All those different uses. Tons and tons of them.
Well, and yeah, that's the thing. So vinegar is one of those items that it's just chock full of other stuff you can do on a homestead, self-reliant. Diatomaceous earth.
Yeah.
Does anybody other than us use diatomaceous earth? We use it for a lot of stuff. And I'm going to wait to see who's typing in there. But DE, what it is it's fossilized, like, I guess they were like plankton. But they're fossilized, they're creatures that are in the sea, in the oceans. And it makes a very, very powdery to us, but it's got a very light grit. But what it does to insects that have an exoskeleton is it gets up between those plates and it will shred them to bits.
Yep.
Like fleas. Yeah, food grade only. That is absolutely
Make
correct.
sure it's food
Food
grade.
grade only.
Mhm.
And don't breathe it.
Right.
It's
If-
bad for your lungs.
Right. If you're going to put it in your chicken coop,
Yep.
make sure you've got a cloth over your face and your mouth and your nose so that you're not inhaling that.
But when you have an insect that has an exoskeleton, guys, if it's a flea, it'll get that stuff up in there. It dries them out and it actually cuts them to ribbons.
If you have an ant problem in your house,
Bed bugs.
bed bugs, you can actually put it on your pet food, your dog food, your cat food. We put it in with our goats feed, and it helps to
Mhm.
deworm them.
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
And I know this for a fact it does not hurt you because I actually took some as a part of a regimen to get rid of some parasites.
Yep.
And you can't ingest it, food grade only.
Yes.
There's certain things you check out how you got to do it. I'm not giving you medical advice, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But we will also put a little bead of it in our cupboards, way back along the back wall. You'll never get bugs in your cupboards.
Nope.
They
Not
won't
at
go
all.
in there.
Nope.
And also, this is one that a lot of folks don't think of. We heat with wood. We heat our house with wood. And I don't like to go out into the snow to get the logs. And we have a nice overhang as part of our house. However, I'm not so silly as to think I should stack a bunch of wood up there and then I'm not going to get termites. But since I got the diatomaceous earth, what I do is I put a big old nice thick barrier around it and then I put that wood right up there and you never have a problem.
No problem.
And so you can put that stuff because it's not going to get wet.
Right.
It's under an overhang, and I can keep it right outside the door. So all I can do is walk around, grab my logs, bring them inside, and I'm not worried about getting termites up in there.
Yeah, I bet DE would get rid of the fire ants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it works great for fire ants is grits. Just
Yep.
plain old grits, dry grits. You just pour it on there.
They can't digest them.
Well, they
explode.
It expands and they explode.
So if you're particularly cruel, grits work.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, fire ants they don't like the DE. The thing is, you have to keep it dry. So wherever it is, you've got to keep it dry. So if you're trying to keep them out of the house, you may have to put it in the house, not outside the house.
Right.
Fire ants, tiny spawn of Satan.
Interesting. Yeah, no kidding. That's funny.
All right, moving on to other uses now. Baking soda. This is one that you can use a lot of things for. And so let's see what they come up with first, and then you go there.
Okay.
And then so baking soda. Cayenne pepper works for ants too. Yeah, but the only thing is that's a lot more money.
Yeah,
you can get a big bag of diatomaceous earth, and it's like $7 or $8.
We found the 40-pound bags at Rural King for I think $12.99.
It's so cheap.
It is really, really cheap.
Yep.
Toothpaste. Yep.
Scrubbing
textured shower doors. Baking soda for hair shampoo is awesome. Interesting. I hadn't heard that one.
Okay. Scouring powder, toothpaste. Yep. Cleaning anything you don't want to scratch.
Stomach upset. That's right. It'll help settle your stomach.
Yep.
Yep. I actually use it to exfoliate my face. Yep. When I am in the shower, not every day. I don't do it every day, but I will mix a little bit with some soap and scrub it on my face, and it gets rid of all the dry skin. Freshen and whiten laundry. Oh.
Baking soda and vinegar to clean drains. Absolutely. Yep. So baking soda is absolutely one of those must-have on the preparedness checklist for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to add one here that not a lot of people think about because we generally just throw it away unless you're a gardener, and then you would never throw this away.
Right.
And that is coffee grounds. There are tons and tons of uses for coffee grounds, guys. And the big one that I think of the most, well, I'll tell you one that's not so commonly known for coffee grounds. If you got some weird stink on your hand.
I was going to say that one.
If you've been out mucking around with the animals and you got poo on you with the muck and it just stinks, you can take some of those coffee grounds, just grind them in there, and it's going to come clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, used coffee grounds.
Mhm.
But you grind them in there, and it will take a stink away. I've not been sprayed with a skunk, so I don't
Thankfully.
know. But every stink that I've encountered, either coffee grounds or coffee grounds and then lemon,
Mhm.
gets rid of just about anything.
Yep. Yep.
So you got to come up
Um.
with the other one, Mama, the big one.
Well, someone said, Danny said, you feed your worms the coffee grounds. Yep, that is. We
Yep,
do that with the tea bags and the coffee
and
grounds.
the
We put in,
filters.
yeah, the filters. We put.
Yep,
I have a bucket on our kitchen counter that whenever we're done making coffee, in our handy dandy percolator,
I
which
love
I
it.
hate coffee, but
I love it.
I take those coffee grounds and I put the whole thing, the filter and everything, right into this bucket, and that way it goes straight to the worms or into the garden, and the chickens do their thing. And
Yep. And also, coffee grounds are really good for blueberries because it
yes,
changes the pH of your
mhm,
soil.
mhm,
So you can get some coffee grounds down in there, and it'll change the pH of your soil, and you won't get what's called blossom end rot.
yeah, mhm,
And yeah, and trust me, if you have spent any time in a garden and you're like, look at these beautiful tomatoes, they're
and then
so amazing, and
you
then all of a
flip it
sudden, a
over.
few days later, the bottom half looks like it's got leprosy. That will drive you batty.
Yeah, oh yeah,
And so, coffee grounds down in the pit,
mhm,
that will save the day. Also, I just thought of one that I didn't put on this list. Uh, chickens, eggshells.
yeah, yeah. The eggshells, we save all of our eggshells, smash them up, and toss them in the garden.
And that helps with the
Mhm,
blossom end rot too
mhm.
because of the
Makes
calcium.
calcium. Yep.
Also, another thing you can use the eggshells for, um, which might sound a little cannibalistic, but it's not really. You can feed them back to your chickens.
Yes, it's a great calcium for the chickens. It makes their shells, the eggs that they lay, it makes them harder. So it makes
But
them.
if you're going to do that, you have to make sure they're ground up so fine that it does not resemble an egg in any way,
Exactly,
or
exactly.
else,
They'll cannibalize their own eggs,
yep,
and then you won't get any eggs. And then
yep,
that chicken's got to go for chicken broth.
yeah, freezer camp. Yeah, so if you don't grind them up to the point where they don't look like any discernible thing that's like an egg,
Hmm.
they're going to attack their own eggs and eat them.
Right. Cosmopolitan Cornbread Homestead says bake them and then pulverize them.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Makes it easier to
yeah,
do.
you can totally do that. We don't bake
Hmm.
them just because we let them dry for a long time.
Yeah.
They're dried for months,
Hmm.
but we do pulverize them, and it's kind of funny. The smell that the eggs give off when I'm grinding them up,
It's gross.
she hates it.
I can't stand it.
Just disgusted.
Yeah. No, I can't stand
It's
it.
well, it's
It's
calcium.
just, I know, but it's just that, I don't know what it is, but it's that odor. Just, ugh, it's gross.
I bet you could use them for an antacid. It's
Huh.
calcium.
Bandanagram says, I keep an aluminum pan in the oven where I toss my eggshells. Then each time I use the oven, the shells get baked and sanitized, and I crumble easily for the garden.
Nice.
That's a great tip from
Daddy
Danny Curb.
Curbs. Great.
Daddy Curbs.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
funny.
All right. Couple more things, then we're going to move on. Hydrogen peroxide. That's one of those things that you don't really make at home because, well, generally you just don't make hydrogen peroxide at home. But it's generally something you have on hand,
Hmm.
and it does have a lot of uses.
Hmm.
So, what would be some uses you guys would use for hydrogen peroxide other than dyeing your hair? Which I'm told you're not really supposed to do that.
No, no.
That's what Linda's Pantry said.
Well, and can I go ahead and
What?
say one couple of things
I don't know what.
about the hydrogen peroxide?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Well, you can use the hydrogen peroxide to clean wounds, but only do it for the first or second cleaning, because what hydrogen peroxide does is it kills the bad germs that are there, but or the bad cells, but also kills the good cells. So
Hmm.
you can only use it once or twice on a wound. That was something that Dad's doctor told him about
Yeah.
his foot, because he kept using hydrogen peroxide
Oh, so he's killing
a
off the
long
good
time.
cells as well as the bad.
Yeah, a few years ago. So then
Takes
they
blood
changed it.
right out of clothes.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. I have learned that when we had a goat. I got some blood on me, and so that was a good.
Yeah. Laundry stain
Mhm.
remover. It's good for toothaches. Really?
Huh.
Huh, Jerry. That's interesting.
Used to be used to clean pierced ears by
Yep.
professionals. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Yep. Witch hazel mixes great with several essential oils. Okay, I thought that was
Okay.
hydrogen peroxide.
Baking
Okay.
soda peroxide dish soap will
Sunk. They probably meant.
de-stunk or de-stink.
I think that's what they probably meant.
Probably. Anything, yeah.
If your dog eats something they shouldn't, give a little to the dog outside and they'll puke it all out. There you go.
Interesting.
We've actually had a dog that ate stuff that,
Well, we couldn't have them throw it up.
well, yeah, it was the end of that pooch.
Yeah, he ate something
Pottery.
sharp. Yeah, and it just
He ate pottery.
cut him up throughout. And
Yeah,
there
it was
nothing they
bad.
could do to help him.
Oh, Sam. Why?
Poor Sam.
We
He was
loved
such a
Sam.
good
He was a
boy.
sweet boy.
Yeah. 95-pound
Love.
sweetheart. Yeah.
A love.
Yeah.
So, anyway, guys, the point of this segment, and we're going to move on to another segment, is that always be looking around for the multi-use items in your house. Because if you can get 5, 6, 7 different cool things out of vinegar, why wouldn't you? I mean, why are you spending money on commercial branded chemicals that are not good for you, not good for your health, not good for your family, and cost you a ton of money?
Exactly.
There's stuff out there that you can get this done cheaper, better, more natural. Yeah.
Yep.
So okay, moving on to, and actually this is kind of funny because they're very similar, I guess.
Yeah. Things we need to keep on hand.
All right. We think that it's extremely important to have on hand physically in your hand, information about all the different stuff that we chat about, that we want to know, whether it's medical, whether it's medicinal, whether it's herbal, whether it's how to grow stuff. Think about it like this, guys. What if all of a sudden you didn't have your computer? Fill in the blank, whatever reason why, doesn't matter. Fill in the blank, your computer's gone. Maybe it's in, a natural disaster and a tornado's knocked out your electric and you don't have access to that. And what if you didn't have access to it for a while?
Right.
What if it was not just a day or two, but what if it was a week or two? Heaven forbid, what happens if something really bad happened and there was a terrorist attack or something and we don't have access to the power grid for months?
Right.
That would be insane. And so, one of the ways that we feel is very, very important to make sure that you have at home is physical copies of information, books.
Yep.
And we wanted to show you a few that we feel are absolutely essential. And not just necessarily these books, but at least books on these topics, guys. And so, if you couldn't get to, let's start out with the medical one.
It's right here. It's right here.
If you couldn't get,
It's heavy.
Well, if you couldn't get to a doctor, let's just say you're it. You're the doctor. Poof, bam, you're it. And you're not very, very good at doctor-y kind of stuff.
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice to have the actual EMT training manuals?
Textbook. Jonathan just got this from school last week.
This is what EMTs train with and test on.
Yep.
Okay? Wouldn't that be kind of handy to have in a pinch?
Yeah.
I have no idea how much this book is, but it had to be expensive.
I would imagine it's at least $100, if not more.
Yeah. But what kind of gold is in there that's going to save your life? Or a life of a loved one, or a neighbor, or a friend?
Exactly. Oh my Lord.
And that medical stuff is so, so important, guys, because so many of us are not trained in medical.
Right. No, Yes, and a lot of people are leery of it because of the blood and the gore, but you know, when there's an emergency
You
that's
just do it.
happening, you have to just be in there and get it done and get it taken care of.
Not JM. Ask your doctor for an outdated PDR. That's an excellent,
Yeah.
excellent idea. Thank you.
It's a physician's desk reference.
Reference. Yep.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and if not, we were going to talk about where you can get some of these books later,
Mhm.
and we'll come back to that.
Yep.
But other things,
Here's another
basic.
a simple first aid book. You know.
You can pick this up like we did for $6
Yeah,
at half
books.
price books.
Yep.
But if that saves somebody's bacon, I don't think you're going to be going, oh man, I really wish I would not have spent that $6.
Yeah, no, that's one you keep a hold of.
Other stuff we think is important. Backyard medicine.
Yep. This one to look at anything you can grow in your backyard to help heal your body. This is
Well, and
keep you healthy.
what happens if you can't get to the doctor?
Right.
Let your medicine be your food and your food be your medicine.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
This one is a little bit different. That we're coming off the medicine
Right.
theme, but check this out. How many of you guys ever seen this book? Back to Basics. Turn it so they can see the girth of the book.
Yeah. It's big.
And it's very wide.
Mhm.
And it's loaded with everything from
Building.
how to tan hides
Mhm.
to how to build log homes,
Mhm.
what snakes are poisonous, how to do a garden,
Yep.
climate. I mean, this book is chock full of everything. And guys, the issue is this. You can't do everything, but what you can do is you can prepare yourself to go ahead and in the event of needing it, you can at least have the knowledge and you'll probably muddle your way through.
Yep. Now, for those of you that have younger children who are still school age, there's now some of these books you might not be able to find. I found these.
Can I pause 1 second?
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, Brielle, I've been seeing your chat just a little bit. We are a family-friendly channel.
Mhm.
We are personally absolutely 100% sold out for Jesus Christ, and that's why we do what we do.
Yep.
To answer your question, but we don't try and ram it down anybody's throat here. It's our personal belief. But I wanted to answer you.
Yeah.
There you go.
So again, with the young children who are school age.
Oh, you're not going with that one first?
I am going with this one first, actually. This is a book I found at Trader's World for $4.
This is great.
This is a really, really old book, but is the McGuffey Eclectic Spelling Book. Okay?
And I got to tell you what, I can't make it through most of the words in that book.
This book is amazing. Okay, lesson 68. Okay.
She's the teacher.
No, I'm just reading through these words, and these are just all spelling words. So halfway through the book, austere, bequeath, revere, beseech.
And this is for what age group?
Well, this is for all age groups. You start out in the beginning when you start kindergarten at 5 or 6, and then you use this book all through high school. So it has 248 lessons. It's just amazing. It really, truly is an amazing book, and it's falling apart. But I love this book. It's so old. It has this. I don't know if you guys can see this or not.
Yeah, you can barely see it. But what does it say?
But it says, "If my name you must wait. If my name you must." Sorry, I'm reading. It's in cursive.
And it's very blurry.
And it's very blurry. If my name you want to see, look on page 103. So you turn to page 103, and it has the gal's name on it.
She wrote her name. Hold it still. There you go.
Look at that. Absolutely love this. This is so amazing. So this goes along with another set of books.
More modern.
more. Well, no, these were written in the late 1800s.
Right, but it's a
But
continuation.
This is printed later.
Mhm.
But the McGuffey readers, and they start out with the pre-primer, and they go all the way through the 6th reader, and these are hard. Kids in 6th grade today can't read
do
this.
No way. No
No.
way. There's Shakespeare quotes in here for 6th graders.
Right. No, this is, yeah. So these are amazing. Yes, I do actually have a PDF copy of the Ray's Arithmetic.
So anyway, if you have kids that don't already know how to read and write and arithmetic, consider books that are going to be able to get you from point A to point B and teach you everything you
Right.
know or need to know. Because it may, I don't want to sound like an alarmist, but it may come to a point where people just really don't want you to know.
Right.
Let's just say that there's many cultures and many societies and many, many, many times throughout history where it's really a lot easier to rule a people if they're not educated.
Right. Oh yeah, I did see that. Breakaway Homesteader. There's a fully printable curriculum available in PDF format for through kindergarten through 6th grade on the Ron Paul website.
Yeah.
I have seen that.
Yep. All right, guys. So we are moving on. It's quarter till, and we've got to jump fast to get to our game. But before we do, quick thing, guys. We have been kind of mulling over the idea of a get together with you. Literally with you.
Yep.
We live in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. Hey, Doc, by the way. We live in the Cincinnati area of Ohio, and we've been thinking about kind of putting together not a conference or anything like that, nothing like that, but just to get together with people that are in our area. And we've been thinking April, May this year, maybe upwards around the Caesars Creek area where we can kind of get together and just hang out, have food, have fellowship, and kind of get together.
Yeah.
And I just want to kind of throw that out to you guys because I think it's something we're actually going to move forward on if we get enough people that say, "Hey, I'm interested in kind of coming together and just having a good time." You know, maybe like a Friday, Saturday thing. I don't know, maybe Saturday, Sunday. We'll see.
Something like that. But yeah, I think it would be exciting and fun to have everybody get together and put names with faces and
and be able to share information and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in something like that, maybe private message us and we'll just kind of go, we'll see what happens. So
Going Batty will be there.
Oh, we can't go Batty without him.
Nope, we can't.
All right. So other things, we're almost done and ready to make our soap and sell it. We've made the soap. We're gonna make more.
Yep, we're gonna make more.
For those of you guys who know Zaycon Fresh, it's a club where you can buy cheap meats, but it doesn't cost you anything. Check it out.
Fresh meats. I mean, they cut out the middleman. They get it straight from the farmer, and they deliver it to a location where you go and pick it up. So it's very fresh.
But it doesn't cost you anything to get involved.
Nope.
There's a link down below. If you do purchase anything in January, you get a big chunk of money off. Things like 20%.
Yeah.
So done with all that. Good. Alrighty, kids. It's time to play that game. What in the heck could I possibly do this? And like we were talking about earlier, how you repurpose things or you have multiple uses for things. This is that game. And this is where you get to be creative. And it could even be a ridiculous item. Always somebody comes up with like mouse items.
Yeah, no, it's really
items
fun.
for mice.
Yeah.
So the first item of the game is what in the heck can I possibly do with it? And that is this.
Oop,
what is it?
See that? Wait. There we go. A golf ball.
So normally you would use a golf ball to golf, but you can't with this.
Wait. I'm sure there's lots of people that golf. We do not.
We do not golf.
You can't stab somebody with this. Come on, Wayne.
Stab someone? Man.
Come on.
Wayne's violent. So what could you use it for? A nesting box, egg, winning.
Yes, winning.
Amish country homestead.
Yes.
Catch a raccoon with.
Slingshot.
Kill geese.
That's awesome.
A toy.
File handle.
Cat toy. To show your hens where to lay. That's
Yep.
true. You know
Mhm.
what? And we should actually put some into all the boxes.
I only have one.
Well, I don't golf.
Exactly. And I don't even know where this one came from.
I have better uses for money.
Yeah. A foot massage. Yes.
Ooh, there you go. A fake
Stopper.
eye.
You could use it for a bobber.
A
Fake
bobber.
eyeball.
Yeah, you could use it for a bobber. For a Smith & Wesson shield.
Oh, a target.
Ooh,
Eee.
no way. Good idea.
A tub
Tub
stopper.
stopper, yeah.
Daisy.
She hears Hudson.
Our dog flips out.
Hand exercises. Yep. Here.
Play the ladder golf.
Massage your back.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oop.
No, go ahead. Get it.
You're such a... Wow, is my face red yet?
I'll never tell.
Small potato gun. Keep grass out of sidewalk drains.
All right.
I'm gonna
Moving on, Mamacita.
my eyes twitching
Clearly.
again.
Clearly, I need some alone time with my lady,
Stop.
my woman.
Quiet.
I need to get a smoochy wooch. All right, next item for the game is this, and I think this one should be, you guys are going to have trouble with this, actually. On your mark, get set. Next item is a hole punch. Punch my eye. A hole punch. What?
Going bad, he said, run, Claire.
What's the other cool thing you can do with a hole punch? Of course, you can punch holes.
Sorry.
You could just, use it for your thing.
No, don't do that.
I already got one on
It's
that
not very
side.
sharp.
Oh, but I'm tough.
You can make confetti.
Arr.
A belt holder.
Oh, I don't know.
Actually, to make belt the holes in your belt,
It
you
takes a
can
lot more
use-
effort than you
well,
think.
It does, but you can use a nail and you heat the nail up with a torch, and you just push the nail right through the. Of course, you have to hold the nail with pliers, but
Yeah.
yep.
See, I thought that this one would be a little tougher. I'm thinking,
Morse
what
code.
about a fish tagger? You could put a fin of a fish in there. I don't know why you
That
would
would be
ever want to
terrible.
tag it.
You're gonna eat
They
the
don't
fish,
have-
right? What do you need to tag it
I
for?
don't know.
I don't
It's
think you
kinda-
have to have a tag like you would have a tag for a deer.
It's not that. There we go.
Yeah,
Secured a
secure
hole
hole
for
for-
ID
Yep,
badges.
there you go. A hammer.
All right, we got to move on. Last one of the evening, and then we're gonna say a quick prayer and move on, guys. Now this one, Daisy, she's out there.
She's being a goofball.
She's losing her thing. All right, last one of the evening. What is the other thing you can do with this?
A whisk.
A whisk.
A whisk. Beat you with it.
What's the other crazy cool thing you can do with a whisk? It's a musical instrument.
I eat my fish, not tag release.
Actually, can you hear this? You can actually use it as a musical instrument.
Now we have to wash that.
Thanks, Dad.
Music on drums. Forget me stick. I don't know what a forget me stick is.
Use it for my potatoes.
Scalp
Antenna.
massager. That sounds like fun.
Ooh.
Beat
We
an
have to
area
wash it.
rug.
It's gonna get tangled in my hair.
Make bubbles for kids. That's an excellent idea.
Yes.
Only in my dreams. It's real as it may
Make a
seem.
song out of everything.
I have to. That's how life is.
You hit them with it. Mhm.
And see, there you go. You know.
Paint mixer, but don't tell the wife. Oh,
Oh,
shame on you.
yes. Why does this taste
Whack-a-troll.
like, yeah?
What control?
You had to wash it in the moment he touched it. Yeah. You see, in Off Grid Nation, I could be encouraging people. I could be encouraging people to go see some other thing that's happening right now, but I don't know. I'm just not picking up any love from Off Grid Nation. I just kind of feel like I should just keep my mouth shut.
It's apparently a pretend mic for Brad.
Ah,
He does sing show tunes in the shower. No.
exciting and new.
Oh, brother.
Come aboard. We're infecting you. What? The Love Boat.
Oh my
Soon
gosh.
you'll be catching an STD. Nothing.
Okay. Turn it into a tie wire.
Anyway, guys. All right, here in just a couple minutes, we're going to dispense with all of the nonsense that flows from my brain. And we're going to go over to Tommy's place at the Off Grid Nation. And I'm sure, I have no doubt, that it will be 100% fake Amish free zone because he doesn't do fake Amish. And I fully endorse that. Matter of fact, I encourage it. So we're going to say a quick prayer, guys.
Okay.
Mom's going to pray.
No.
Now all of a sudden the laughter will be done. Done with the laughter.
Not praying. Oh,
So
boy.
Tommy will be 100% fake Amish free, and we're going to rock on with our bad selves. Guys, if you're not into praying, we have no bitterness for you. We have nothing but love, but we're going to pray real quick. And so if you want to stick around, great. If not, totally understand. Totally get it. Because we don't want to push anything on anybody, you know. But anyway, quick. Father God, we just thank you so much for this community that you've blessed us by being a part of, that you've allowed us to be friends with a lot of these folks. And Lord, just that you would continue to grow those relationships. Pour out your blessing on these folks. Help them to become more self-reliant. Help them become more prepared. Help them to be strengthened in you. Let them know you love them. We love you. Amen. All righty, kids. Bye-bye. Goodbye, guys.
Have a great evening.